Get that money, 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 money. I don't come to money, 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 money. Do it all for money, 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 money. Let me stack that money, 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 money. Come and get that money, 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 money. I don't come to money.
Good evening. Welcome to Plus Money Golf on the Fantasy Sports Corp Network. Show with the pro and the caddy where all we do is fucking win. That would be Adam and Smitty. My name's Eric. I'm just the host. Sorry, boys. I'm just looking at the results here. It seems that Victor Hovland won the event. I know I heard one of you guys tell me that was going to happen for the third week in a row.
Yeah. I mean,
back-to-back winners 2 weeks in a row for the tour. That hasn't happened all year.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Adam's streaking, man. That's 3 in a row for him. You know, I got back-to-back, but you know, and Adam's been on a roll here. I got back-to-back tour championship picks with strokes and without strokes.
Yeah, that was
last year and this year. So
how about two guys gapping the field?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like
7 strokes. I mean, it didn't matter if they gave strokes or not. They gapped the field.
Yeah, it was wild. Like the fact that I mean, even with our starting strokes and everything, that we're looking at 27 under as the winner, and then second place is 22 under, and then you go all the way down to 16, and then it really falls from there to 14 and 13, and then 11, and then you're all like 10 under or worse, and it's like, whew. But there's some crazy say. I was just looking at some numbers before this all started, and Victor Hovland, he ranked number 1, obviously, in like the least amount of birdies. Did you look to see how many, or not birdies, bogeys? Did you see how many bogeys he had?
It was like 10.3 or something.
Just like he had no bogeys. He had bogeys. He had for the entire tournament.
No.
Tour championship, he had 2 bogeys in 4 rounds. 2. Okay. The next guy closest to him, all right, was Sam Burns with 4. Then Morikawa had 5, and Xander had 6. Now 6 bogeys for Xander, right? Like, and you saw what he did. And Hovland wins the thing, and he didn't even finish as the top birdie maker. He only had 21 birdies. Right, which is 5.25 per round birdies. It's pretty damn good. Xander,
what's he like 60? Was that picture I sent? 64 under for the playoffs.
Stupid. Xander had 25 birdies in 4 rounds for 6.25 per round. Like that's unheard of. And this is, I know it's not like the hardest course in the world, right? But it's a challenging course. It's a tour championship. You're playing for $18 million, and you're just out there rolling out 25 birdies, 21 birdies, and you're just crazy. I don't know. Like I just,
it'll be different next year because they're blowing up the course. Like, did you see the aerial of the range where they were hitting? Like on Sunday, it was completely dead already because they'd already gassed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited. I mean, I think they understand they need to do some changes, and this is probably a course that, wouldn't you say, is going to get a number of changes moving forward as things continue, as long as they continue to have the Tour Championship there?
I think it's going to be a completely different course next year.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, if they want to continue to have it, they probably have to continue to change things as the game evolves, looking at those types of things, just because they want to make sure that it's the most competitive field out there, right? So it's interesting, you know, and I mean,
are they going to get the speech like Aaron Hill's got? Like, hey, that was too easy. You guys need to make this course a little more difficult.
No, because I don't think that's like, I don't know that they're looking to make it more difficult. I think they just want to make sure that it's as competitive as possible. Does that make sense? I don't know.
I mean, it's like they haven't done major renovations, so it plays like an old course, which these guys just dominate.
Right.
But supposedly this guy that's redoing it's like the new hot guy, and so it's going to be completely different layout and design.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much in anything about that. As far I knew that like it was going to be redone and all that, but I haven't looked at any details. Are there really any details about what they're trying to do, or is this like hush hush?
Doesn't say.
Yeah, figures.
Because the members want to hit the reset button on their historic course and return to pre-World War II versions of the architecture. So restoring it back to the original Tom Bendelou design, who is like done a ton of golf courses in our area.
Mhm.
So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. A lot of early 1900s courses were Bendelou courses. So
yeah, I mean that's exciting though. I'm one of those guys that
it's Andrew
embraces
Green's
change.
Andrew
So,
Green's the one that's doing it. So he's the guy that just did what they say Oak Hill, I think. So where we had the PGA. So
mhm,
look for tall grass, nasty stuff.
I like that.
Old historic look that everybody's going back to. Less trees, more difficult bunkering. I wouldn't think they could lengthen it because they're like stuck in an area.
Mhm.
It's not like Augusta where they can just go buy, the golf course next door.
Yeah, so there's going to be quite a bit of creativity, right? Because I mean, been the solution the last 10 years for a lot of golf courses is, well, we just need to make it longer. Well, now they're all finding out that's not the case because these guys have just been keeping a little bit in the bag, and like now when they have to let it out, doesn't matter.
Take the driver out of their hands and make the greens way more severe. I mean,
yeah,
I haven't played many Bendelou courses that didn't have severe greens, so that's going to be challenging.
Now, when you speak of severe greens, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Like 4 or 5 tilts, like a lot of undulation, sloping back to front or front to back, left to right, not these tabletops they're basically putting on now.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking like more like
greens in the studio?
They're not so tiered, like
are you talking like quadrants type thing, or just making them uneven and
making them very difficult to putt. Like
Gotcha.
Nicklaus greens are like quadrants where like our course, the course I'm at, Dubuque Country Club, is the Bendelou course, and it's like there's no quadrants. It's like just slope everywhere. So when the greens are 12, there's very few pin placements you can use. But I mean, they'll design the course around where they want to put pins for the Tour Championship.
They start with where they want the pin.
Yeah, when they do green contouring now, a lot of times when they're going to host majors, they'll basically figure out where they want to put pins based on what the course design is and then work out from there. So there'll be flatter areas where the pins are. It'll just be, if you miss a 20 footer is not going to be straight. It's going to break in 2-3 feet.
Yeah.
Which will be cool.
See the video of that little kid who hit a putt at the putt course and it lipped out. And he said, "What the fuck?" He's like 4 and he's already wiser than half of us. He learned a lot about life in that moment.
I had a friend of mine send me that, and I giggled because I was like, I sent back to him. I said, "That's my son," because that's just how my son gets. He doesn't swear like that or whatever, but that's how he gets when things don't go his way when he's playing golf. He's very easily frustrated. But
you'll have that.
So
it says that the redesign is going to be using previously unknown photographs and design inspiration. So probably a lot of Bobby Jones stuff that
unreleased singles.
Probably a lot of Bobby Jones stuff that he, thought of when he was there. So that'll be pretty sick.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that, I mean, you're talking almost 100 years, right?
Yeah.
And like whatever, right? From things being originated type thing. And you want to start bringing that stuff back into the present golf when it's never been more popular.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
1908.
Well, we could just do the same with architecture and stop making Jiffy Lubes and McDonald's and everything else looked the exact same gray box.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
And
I remember Morikawa came out on fire. He shot a 61 round one, and then
Yeah.
he just fell apart.
Well, it wasn't until after round 2 because he shot a 64 in round 2.
64
So
round 2.
He's rolling, right? I mean,
5, 2, 4, 6 birdies.
And then
I think Victor just wore him down.
He finishes 73, 72. I mean, what Victor did though, and what Xander did, like, it shows right there. Like, even what Victor did compared to, I mean, so what it was, I forget right now. So Xander started where, like 3 under? Is that right?
Started at 3 and Victor started at 8.
So it's a 5. So right there, right? Like that's
Next year, my rule's gonna be strokes don't matter. They don't exist.
Yeah. So I mean, but you look at like
it didn't matter this week.
No.
Where things finished up, man. I mean, it's just nuts. And like the whole Rory injury with his back, that was unfortunate. You hate to see that because he still finishes 4th, and
we still hit one like 394 on one of the holes. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
With a bad back.
Yeah. I mean, it loosened up towards the end, you could tell, but he said he's dealt with this before. So I mean, if you've played with injuries, like, what your limits are.
Right. Well, I mean, you look at some of these guys were just pumped for this tournament, right? Like to come out. So like Morikawa shooting a 61. You got Russell Henley came out and shot a 65. Keegan Bradley shoots a 63. Adam Schenk shoots a 63 on day 1, right? Like these guys know. Tyrrell Hatton shoots a 64. These guys knew coming in like right away, like, I got to be aggressive and I got to be a birdie machine today.
Yeah, it got soft too with all the rain.
With the weather for sure.
I thought the rain delays were going to throw Victor off, and he comes out like every time from the rain delay and just buries a putt. And it's like,
he was dialed, man.
Every rain delay, I was like, all right, here's where Xander.
Yeah, it's funny because most guys like went to the range and just warmed up. He went like completely through his practice routine, like his normal warm up. So it was like he was resetting every time. And every time he would putt, like the same length of putt that he was going to have when he got on the green. So, I mean, he was the only one that used almost the rain to his advantage.
And that would be my mindset, I think, is just making sure that I'm coming off the course, right? And knowing that I got to go back on, like whether it's in the middle of a round or a beginning of a round, like I'm coming off the course, this round is over. And then treating each restart, right, as this is a new round of golf that I need to play. Jon Rahm finishes T18, he is who we thought he was.
Yeah.
It's just,
what
what a disappointing finish to the year for him. Like, even one guy we haven't even mentioned yet too is like the same
Jordan
thing.
Spieth.
Yeah. Well,
1 over for the week.
Is that good? But then, you got like Scotty, man. So question. Did Scotty like just get fatigued? Did he just get tired and fall apart? Like,
I think it's the putting has just got him down. He's hitting it great. It's one of those things, like, I've been through it. A lot of players have been through it. Like, any golfers have gone through it, where it's just like, no matter what you do, the ball's just not going in the hole.
It's just weird though.
Even watching him warm up, like, he would make 4 or 5 3-footers, and then the next one he'd hit on the heel. And it's like, it's almost like his ball position or something's not right, because he keeps hitting it on the heel. He's trying and trying, but it's just not working.
He should rearrange his balls if they're not feeling right.
Yeah. And the more you start missing them, it's just like every time you get over that 5 or 6 footer, you're like, Jesus, it's like a 10% make.
Yeah, I thought he fixed it. When he comes out and shoots a 71, you're like, we called that last week. He was not going to be the leader after that first round. But then he comes and shoots a 65 in round 2, and you're like, okay.
Oh,
well, here he comes.
I think every player goes through. I mean, like, Rory went through it. Jordan's gone through it. There's so many guys that, like, Jordan never missed when he came out from 25 feet. It was automatic. Then he couldn't make a 2-footer for like a year. And the same thing with Rory, and they switched putters. And I think that's almost worse. Like, instead of just battling through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's mental. Like, you're in a pretzel at that point. You got, and then he's guy like
switching,
running away,
switching complete styles of putters. And it's like, dude, there's no way you could get comfortable putting going from that spider putter back to a blade and then back to the spider. I mean, if I'm Europe, I'm loving the way that Scotty's putting and Jordan and
You aren't kidding.
half of these guys.
That's like switching out quarterbacks every drive. It's not going to work. You got to get in a rhythm with this thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the European guys are, if they're not the favorites in the Ryder Cup, I'm fucking shocked because
I agree.
those guys
100%.
are all dialed in.
I don't
Even
understand.
Rahm playing bad.
Yeah.
Still
We're not exactly sending our best and brightest either.
Yeah, when Rahm is like a guy that you're worried about the most, you're in pretty good spot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Think about that.
with the
He's
picks,
a pretty strong weak link.
I think with the
Correct.
picks, they did a good job, except for the Justin Thomas. But maybe it's one of those situations where you have him there and you just bench him for the whole
But-
week and make him play singles.
Okay. So
But we have seen before where they like pick a guy and everybody bitches, and then the guy all of a sudden like has a breakout season the next year. Like what they picked Jordan one year, the year he was having an off year, and he plays in it. And they picked P. Reed one year when he was playing bad, and then he comes out and wins like 2 events right after.
all right, but
Maybe the Ryder Cup
what you're
was like
saying.
holding.
It's a resurgent thing, yeah.
Maybe JT was just forcing the Ryder Cup too much. Maybe he comes out
He's
to
pressing
Fortinet
too much.
in a couple weeks and plays. I mean, I would assume he's playing Fortinet, so he's definitely going to be. Maybe it's a little relief for him. I don't know.
It
but-
might be.
I mean, you've got
What you look at, so you look at the captain's picks, right? Brooks, money, right?
Yeah.
the dude's
He's a big game
automatic.
winner.
Yeah.
Automatic.
I mean, Morikawa, say what you, I know you have what you say what you want to say about Morikawa, but like, he's been pretty fucking consistent,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Ricky Fowler, no brainer this year.
yeah.
Great
Okay.
year.
But,
Actually,
Now-
Ricky's been playing good the last 2 years. So
well, true.
I mean, it
true.
was a 2-year cycle.
True.
So when you
Okay,
looked at the
so-
guys that didn't get picked last year, struggled, and Ricky was the only one that started to pick up as we went on for 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, so now a question for you then.
Sam Burns,
So Justin Thomas, would you rather have Justin Thomas, who's storied, right, on the
Yeah.
Ryder Cup and is pretty successful, or would you rather have a newbie, Sam Burns? Which one? Who you picking between those two? I know they're both on there, but if you had to pick between the two, who you picking?
Sam
right now?
Burns is like a match play guru. I mean, the dude just annihilated the match play this year.
That's got to be solely the reason, right?
Ran through every top player there
Yeah.
was.
Okay, so you're picking Sam Burns, right?
Yeah.
All right, so then Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth this year?
I mean, Spieth is just good. in the
Whoever's
Ryder
more
Cup.
fun to hang out with, I think.
I think their concern was getting too many rookies on the team because that is a thing in the Ryder Cup. President's Cup is like your trial run, and then Ryder Cup is like totally different beast. But if you got
So
You
tell
know,
me why. Okay, so
if
tell
you
me
got
then.
6 or 7 rookies on there, that could be a problem.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
that's a
tell me
little too
this.
much.
Tell me this though. Then, all right, your boy, Lucas Glover. Who should he be on that list
I think he's
instead of? You're gonna be. I mean, you'll be surprised by the guy that I say. I think.
you're going to say instead of Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do too.
because you look at Jordan's history there. Okay, let's look at his stats.
Which
Here, I have it
matters.
up. It does.
Yeah.
So here's Jordan Spieth. He's got 4 career Ryder Cup appearances. Right, 14, 16,
Right
18,
there, I
21.
say you've had your chance to establish yourself as a guy, like a Ryder Cup guy.
His Ryder Cup record is 8-7-3. He's 3-2-2 in foursomes, 5-2 in 4-ball. So that's team stuff, right?
Yeah.
He's 0-3-1 in singles.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
The problem is he keeps getting matched up against the guy that's like the hottest guy in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
But I was
know,
really
but-
shocked today when I was looking at like Justin Thomas's stats for this year. He's got 3 top 10s, which isn't impressive, but 10 of 20 events he was in the top 25 and he made 14 cuts. So he missed 6 cuts. JT Poston missed 10
But he's
cuts.
shooting 80s. He's
Yeah,
shooting
but-
80s when he misses those cuts.
I mean, if you're comparing apples to apples, him and JT Poston have basically the same money. JT's got Poston has a top 3, 7 top 10s, but 13 top 25s, but he's missed the cut in 10 events.
Okay, well, but JT Poston's not being considered for the Ryder Cup.
And Glover, 2 wins, 5 top 5s, or top 10s, 8 top 25s, but his 5 top 10s were the last 5 events.
So that's a thing. And someone brought that up to my attention today too when I was talking. Because I always try to talk to people, that in my circle or whatever before we go on shows every week, just to kind of get a glimpse of what other people are thinking. And there's like, Glover was really hot towards the end of the season. That's why everybody thought, oh yeah, he's great, he's good. But then he did fizzle out here in the Tour Championship.
Yeah, so he was tired.
Right, I think so too. And that's very heavy weight to bear when you're just rolling like that and you're expected to continue as the fields get tougher. Yeah. And you're expected to continue to do the same thing.
I mean, there's 42 events for the year. So basically 30 something regular season, and he played 28. So that's a lot of starts. Poston 29. I did hear him say Sung J M only missed like 2 events the whole year.
That's nuts.
Said he doesn't like to miss a week, and he didn't have
he likes money.
He didn't have an actual house until last year.
He was just living on the road.
He just played every week. Yeah, he played all like 42 events or something.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
But
so that would have been a great documentary.
I guess the argument for, against Lucas Glover and JT Poston and some of those guys would be, I just pulled up Bo Hostler's. He has almost similar stats to JT Poston and Lucas Glover without the wins, which is mind-boggling.
Who? I'm sorry. Who?
Bo Hostler.
Bo Hostler.
29 events, 20 cuts, missed 9 cuts, 11 top 25s, 3 top 10s, a third, 2.4 mil. That's a pretty solid season.
Yeah.
Okay. I got another name to throw out there for you. Keegan Bradley.
Yeah, I know.
So that
dude bleeds America.
He played in 23 events. He's got 2 wins, 1 runner-up, 6 top 10s, 10 top 25s, made 18 cuts.
Yeah.
Only missed 5. Made $8.9 million this year.
So let's just say Wyndham Clark and Brian Harman don't win majors. They're off the team, and now Lucas Glover's in, and probably Keegan Bradley.
So, question.
I mean, the only reason those 2 got in was the automatic qualifiers.
Right. And I would argue that my least favorite player on this entire list is Wyndham Clark.
Yeah. He's a grinder.
Am I wrong? Huh?
He's a grinder.
Sure.
Hits it a mile.
I mean,
didn't Keegan Bradley just go to the Live?
No.
Okay.
I did see John Rahm quote where he said Phil Mickelson told him, "You have no reason to play on Live, so don't even bother trying." He's like, "You have no reason to." Like, so I mean, at least Phil's telling some players to not.
Yep. Maybe that's how he's getting to sleep these days.
I mean, Koepka needed to play basically one other tour event to make an automatic qualifier, which is crazy. Was it second in a win in majors?
Mm-hmm. Shit, man. Like, you look at Wyndham Clark's numbers, and if I'm Keegan Bradley, I'm kind of upset. But I mean,
Wyndham Clark won the U.S. Open.
Yeah, right. I get it. But you're looking at it, it's like, man, I'm pretty comparable. I just didn't win a major because, like, Wyndham Clark, 2 wins, no runner-ups, 8 top 10s, which is a lot. He made 25 cuts this year. That's insane. Wow. That's insane. He hit 14 top 25s, and he only missed 3 cuts.
Was it Hovland and somebody else that didn't miss any cuts this year?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Hovland didn't.
There was one other guy. They showed the stat. I didn't take a picture, but
that's Millie Goat's purview. They would have that information. Oh, they're over here. Sam Burns won the match play event this year. Keegan Bradley has a unique hat game. Would that game translate to the Ryder Cup hats? See, these are the hard-hitting questions that those guys.
Rory doesn't wear the team hats because they don't fit his head. He only wears the Nike hat. So if they don't have the Nike branded hat, he doesn't wear them because they don't fit his head right. That's what he says. I think he has some exclusive deal where he can't wear any other hat.
Yeah, probably.
But that's what he always blames it on. Like the hats don't fit right.
Yep, because they could make him a custom Ryder Cup hat.
I'm sure Nike could do it, but I mean those Ryder Cup like licensing deals are crazy.
Oh, I bet.
Didn't Keegan Bradley used to wear a visor?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that explain his huge head too?
Yeah, everybody wore visors back in the day.
Did you wear a visor?
Yeah, dude, everybody wore visors.
My God.
In high school, that was the deal. Visors were big back then.
Did you wear it?
Store visor.
Did you wear it backwards, upside down?
No.
Ooh, bro.
You wore the visors and
Eric for sure did.
Put them in your car and hung them on the rear view.
I can honestly
say I may have owned a visor or two, but I wore them correctly.
I can honestly say I have never once put a visor on my head.
You should try it, man. It's life-changing.
Get a visor and sunglasses going, get real redundancy.
Smitty's like a bucket hat guy.
I wish I could be a bucket hat guy, but I look ridiculous.
You got to find the right one.
Yep.
That's the thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of grinders out at Aaron Hills, that are looping, 7 days a week, and they wear the bucket hats because they don't want their face, their neck, their ears, and all that shit to get scorched by the 100-degree heat and sun. So
you were bagging on the Fortinet last week. You know who's won the last 2 years, right? Max Homa.
Oh yeah, I guess he has.
Ooh,
I wasn't bagging on it. What was I bagging
an
on
angle
for?
there?
Because you were saying JT's playing in the Fortnite. It's like, geez.
Well, because has he ever played in this tournament before?
I think it's a pretty good tournament, actually. It's in Napa. That's like, I think this is the one Johnny Miller hosts.
Man, Stuart Sink won in 2020. Get out of here with.
Yeah, but Stuart Sink won twice that year.
Cam Champ before that. Kevin
Stuart Sink won last year.
Brendan Steele. No, Stuart. What, on tour?
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure he won twice with his son caddying.
That's cool.
Why can't I just see when his wins were? Stupid.
Nah, that'd be
I think I can look. By season. Whoop. He had no wins last year. He had 2 top 10s last year.
He had 2 wins in 2020.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So yeah, he was dialed in.
Fucking dialed in. Okay. Brendan Steele won this thing back to back.
Who?
Get the hell out of here.
Look at the
this.
list.
Remember when Griot won this year, right?
Yeah.
And the last time he had won was the Fortinet, I think, in 15-16.
Yeah, but they have a good field usually.
Been like a decade. Sangmoon Bae won in 14-15. Who the hell is that?
That guy. So Sangmoon Bae is like from Korea. And
Yeah.
the whole thing, he was like moving up close to like number 1 in the world. And he had to go for his Korean military duty because he didn't win a major. So if you're in Korea, you have like mandatory military service unless you win a major or a gold medal.
We've talked about this before.
So we've
talked about this before. Yeah.
You have to win a gold
Unless you
medal.
win a major or a gold medal.
Yes, that's the only way you get out of
it.
Yeah. That's why like the Olympics is such a huge deal for these Koreans.
So that win didn't mean shit in 14-15.
They don't care about the money. They don't care about anything. It gets them out of military service. Like
Jimmy
you see
Walker
way
won this
more Koreans in like the skiing and like the freestyle snowboard and stuff like that because you got to look for a way out if you can get out.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many Koreans on the tour. And why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you knew when you turned 24, you were going to have to go to the military, you would do all you could do to be an elite athlete.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's interesting. That is a hell of a motivator.
Yeah. Think about the times we're in these days. Like that's a huge motivator.
Yeah.
I would
You don't want to sign up. You don't want to sign up. I'd go out in the driveway and start shooting free throws right now if it could get me out of.
I mean, if it was like that in the U.S., could you imagine what the U.S. Open open qualifying would be? There'd be 150,000 people playing.
It'd be the longest week in golf. They just
every
play
golfer
golf
in the
straight.
country would be playing.
Yeah, they'd have to have a couple other qualifiers. I would say.
We won't know the field for this until next week, but I'm guessing there's quite a few guys playing in it. This is the first event. You got to play the fall events to rack up some cash.
Yeah, so that's where these guys that are either up and comers or they're the guys who are just teetering right there this last year. Those are the guys that it's like, well, we need to really gear up here. And I mean, that's what Max Homa did the last couple of years.
Yeah, because those are the
storm through all that stuff.
Those are the first events too, where the guys that graduate web can play. I saw Chris Goddard made it out of the web qualifying.
Did he?
Yeah.
God, he's on tour. You'll be all over that guy all the time.
So anyways, last week at the Oklahoma Open, Max McGreevy lost on the last hole to Blaine Hale, who was like his college teammate.
Oh.
Blaine Hale birdies the last hole to win. So I think Austin Eckroat was like 7 shots back. He was tied for the lead for a while. And then, so a 17-year-old senior in high school in Edmond, Oklahoma, shoots 59 round 2.
Whoa.
59.
That's stupid.
Course record. 17 years old. Craziness.
And he'll never shoot a 59 again in his life.
No.
Nope. But at least it's a matter of public record.
According to the guy at the OGA, this kid's like elite. He's going to Florida to play, but every junior tournament, he said he'll have streaks where he birdies like 7, 8, 9 holes in a row.
Can we bet on this kid?
We will be able to when he gets on tour.
Nice.
What about the guy, the cross-handed guy that was on the Corn Ferry that made it to the Corn Ferry?
Oh yeah,
finals? Is he going to be on
from
tour?
OU? Yeah, Patrick Welch.
Yeah,
I think he's in the web finals right now.
Makes me cringe when he swings, and I'm like, I don't understand. And you're just so good at golf.
Yeah, all you have to do is get it back to square at impact.
Yeah, and you see the way that his body moves before he impacts, how he pulls everything back in.
BJ Singh was chipping cross-handed this week.
But that's chipping. I mean,
same theory.
Oh man, that's crazy.
One of my friends teaches for Jim McLean and said that if you have a kid that like when they're younger and they do cross-handed, don't change it. Just let them keep doing it because that's a comfortable motion for them. It's going to be easier for them to get better doing that than switching them to a regular.
Really?
But that Patrick Welch kid wears 2 gloves too.
I know. He's Tom Brady.
It's crazy.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
Gloves. I mean.
So yeah, we'll see what happens to the Ryder Cup. The European picks, I think, are next week. I was just trying to look and see, but they don't have their picks in yet. So
I know this is a long ways out. We're still 4 months out, but I mean, I'm starting to get excited about this. Even more excited about the TGL league that's going to be happening. Looking at the players, they're on their website. You look at the players and everything. It says 190 PGA Tour wins, 28 major wins, 886 weeks at number 1. So then they have pictures of Tiger, Rory, Jon Rahm, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Colin Morikawa, Matt Fitzpatrick, who doesn't fit in with these dudes at all. Justin Rose, Xander Schauffele, Max Homa, Adam Scott, Billy Horschel. Like, who the hell is Matt Fitzpatrick going to hang out with? His brother?
Like, under the teams, there's 3 teams listed. There's like LA Golf Club, Boston, and Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to be in teams. I think it's teams of 3 or teams of 4.
It's pretty sick how they have the player details and it says something like cool about them.
TGL Atlanta. Oh, that's the events they're having.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, the team things are sick. Like the LA Golf Club one looks like a cover of a NWA album.
I'm clicking on it right now. Oh, it does. That's cool. Well, it should be that.
I like that it's not live like where it's last minute. Let's throw it together. They're dragging this thing out because they want it to be perfect. And
the one for Boston is just the skyline of Boston. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Dude, it's going to be awesome.
I love Boston. Atlanta. What's Atlanta look like? Oh yeah, it's obviously got to be red. Should have Welcome to Atlanta playing when I click on it.
Yep. Come on.
It's going to be cool. 3, 6, 9. So 12 guys. That's all there's going to be.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way. It's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be cool as hell.
I think Fitzpatrick's one of those like low-key guys that talks trash, but you don't see it.
Yep. Millie
I would
goes.
look at him. I would look at him and be like, "Are you serious, bro? What?
Is there any way we could get Cam Smith as an honorary Europe player?
He's not playing because he's a live player. I think Rory's going to do all he can do to keep the live guys off.
Yeah, for sure. Like Rory is not having any of that.
And if you look at their Team Europe rankings, like they've got enough tour guys that are playing really well to make a good team. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm ready.
As am I.
I love how you like on the iPhone when you just like flick down and it shows like Siri suggestions. Like Sportsbook, DraftKings Sportsbook and Casino is never on there as one of my suggestions except for Tuesdays. Always Tuesday nights at this time. It knows like what I'm doing.
It's learning your habits. Yep.
It's scary.
Which
I think we have a congratulations to and a shout out here for Eric. He's finally on the iPhone train here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I made the switch.
He's made it. No longer.
All my friends are very happy about the blue messages, which just confirms my theory that it is a cult.
Hey,
the way I'm being love bombed and
group messaging's the worst though. Group messaging's the worst sometimes though when you have multiple people in a group message that don't have iPhones. It's the worst.
It's really bad on the Android end because you get a complete verbatim copy of the entire text message that just came through, only it just says Smitty liked before that.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's going to be a little cleaner for you.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it should be good. When's the TGL start? It's like soon, isn't it?
January. Not till January.
Man.
I know it's a long ways away.
Oh, plus I noticed when I was looking at Victor Hovland's bio, like he won Tigers tournament too in the Bahamas last year. So he technically won 3, but it's an unofficial event. They have world ranking points, but it doesn't count towards your win total. It's not a PGA Tour sanction. And he's won that back-to-back against 15 of the other best players in the world. Because Tiger only invites like the Ryder Cup, President's Cup teams, and his buddies. So it's been smoking
highly
good
political
players for a while. Well, it's Tiger. He can invite who he wants. It's his event.
Yep.
He only invites guys that he would probably invite to his house.
Yeah, only people I want to hang out with on an island.
Or guys that have houses down there.
Yep.
Which will be cool because isn't Tiger and Jordan building a golf course in the Bahamas? Ooh. I know Jordan's building a new course because he's tired of the traffic or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know.
With this $3 billion deal that he got selling his basketball team.
It's not a bad
$3 billion.
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know that
that he bought for what, $55 million or something.
But isn't there something like suspicious about that deal though?
About selling the team?
Yeah, with him and some other businessmen out there that kind of duped him a little bit
into buying it.
No, he ended up losing some assets and some money. And basically was forced to sell the team because I don't think he originally wanted to sell the team.
Oh, I don't think he's hurting for money.
Yeah, but I mean, you take some $1 billion hits. That's
as long as you can build a golf course just because you feel like it, you're doing all right.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still clipping $200 million a year off of Nike.
I'm building a golf course out in my front yard with my son.
Nice.
He's digging holes like crazy. So. Obviously, I'm in the same tax bracket as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody's in that tax bracket.
Dude.
Nope. That guy owns continents.
But, before we get out of here, like, can I just say the fact that the books are really lucky that the season's over.
That were
and there's
blue
a
collar
break here,
guys, and we
because
can't bet
this
10,000.
no shit. Because I mean, we ended it with a storm, and we were all over the Tour Championship like crazy. Like the entire FedEx Cup Championship, all the way to the Tour Championship, we were all over it like crazy, man. And we just need we need everybody that's listening to tell their friends that, hey, you need to start listening to the show, because we're
that's
doing
2
some
highly profitable seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Like, what did it? Do you have the spreadsheet like how we did over the?
Yeah, I was just looking to see.
Adam?
I was just looking to see how many wins we had.
I was pretty cold in
this
the middle
year.
of the season. I won't lie.
We had a little stretch there.
Yeah.
We did.
2,
that happens.
3. There's 3 winners. I got like a tab for each one. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and you're getting 12 to 15 to one was 75 to 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
7.
you're well in the black.
The 7, the Lucas Glover one that Adam hits, like
8,
that was
7,500 to 1.
That was insane.
10.
Wait, didn't you have a 300
11 wins?
Top
how many
20
wins?
Early?
11 wins.
Nice.
No, I think the 300 one was the one we missed out on, right?
I don't know.
It
was Michael Block.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was that was a big
300 to 1. I can't believe that.
I know, and we were talking, and you were like talking that up like crazy. I remember the week before, and then it actually happened. It's like, what?
Yeah,
what's happening? Like,
it was 3. It was he was. I had him. I did. I picked him as one of the PGA pros.
Yeah.
To get a top 20 at 300 to 1, and he paid off.
Yep.
$5 equals 1,500.
Yep.
That's solid.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not an exclusive club. You can tell.
And we also had Brooks at 2,000 at 20 to 1 for that win.
So fucking listen to the show.
Yeah, I mean,
we had a lot of long shot victories.
With that.
A lot of long shots.
Millie Goats are giving us the lightning bolts and 100% agree. That's
listen to the Millie Goats too.
You want. Yeah.
I mean, that's 11. That's 11 wins just in the regular season. We don't even do like really any fall events. I mean, we post tweets, but officially, I think we had like 20 something events and we got 11 winners. So we're at least a 50% return every year. Yep. So
I think we should probably keep it rolling, make some fall picks. Producer Chris is on board.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts that we're like through season 2 of this show. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, we'll put them out throughout the fall for the people. No, not an actual show.
Do we know how many do we know how many shows we've put on so far? We have any idea there?
I don't see a number in the corner.
It's got to be closer to like 40, right?
Probably. Oh, producer Chris is on it. He's going to get us the figures.
If only I could talk like Theo Von right now and just be like how he
39,
and he says some random thing to look up.
So of 39 events, we've picked like 20 something winners.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, it's wild. It's wild. I didn't have to make a deposit all football season last year.
Yeah.
I'm not great at betting on football.
So we picked 11. We picked 11 winners starting at Riviera, which is basically just before the play. 3 events before the players. So April or March. That's a pretty good return.
Yeah.
That's a good time. That's a good summer right there. That's a great show. That's a great season. You will still hear from us on the internets. I'm sure these guys will post little minute videos telling you who's going to win and so forth. But until then, tell your friend, at least one friend. Everybody, that's your assignment for next season. Bring at least one friend. 2 if you can. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, tuning in, however you're consuming it. Subscribe wherever you are. And we'll see you right back here next time for more plus money opportunities. Adam, say something cool like golfers say.
Just give me one of those big checks.